With Thanksgiving just 2 days away, we want to focus on an important topic here. Many families could have some struggles when they gather for the holidays.
All right, it's both National Caregiving Month and Alzheimer's Awareness Month. In the U.S. alone, someone develops Alzheimer's every 66 seconds, a stat that I can't even fathom. For anyone whose family is struggling with dementia, you know it affects everyone in the family's life.
That's right. And Nina Pineda is here with a look at just what life can feel like for those struggling. Right, Nina?
Exactly. One of the station's, WABC's community partners is the Act Now Foundation. And we join them to help our viewers whose families are struggling with Alzheimer's get the support that they need. The toll on caregivers, guys, is immeasurable. I think 54.1 million people in this country are estimated to be unpaid caregivers. I spent 8 minutes with other volunteers inside Act Now's virtual dementia tour. It was nothing short of life-changing to feel what our loved ones go through daily.
We're going to put these on.
Wearing gloves that made it hard to use our fingers, vision-distorting glasses, and headphones filled with all sorts of sounds. 5 volunteers who are caring for parents, siblings, or spouses suffering with dementia joined me walking in their shoes, literally.
It alters all your senses, your vision, your hearing, and your touch.
The virtual dementia tour was created by the Act Now Foundation, a grassroots nonprofit which raises awareness for Alzheimer's disease.
We want you to know so that it builds empathy on your end, it builds understanding from what they're going through, and maybe you'll take a beat as a caregiver.
I'm already seeing what it's like to have kind of problems hearing and focusing. I didn't really hear all the instructions. We were each told to carry out a list of simple everyday tasks, folding laundry, setting a table. After 8 long minutes,
I'm sorry, they can be pickers. That was incredibly frustrating. I mean, I couldn't really do anything, and I couldn't, and all the noises like scared me.
It's horrible. It's terrible.
It just opens a whole new world.
My wife goes through this every day. I was thinking to myself, as far as hearing things or not hearing in her ear, or not being able to follow instructions.
I wish I would have done this tour early when she was first dying.
Why?
Because it would have showed a little perspective of what she was going through.
both Yolanda Morris and Michelle Blackwell are part of the sandwich generation, adults taking care of parents who are living longer and raising children.
Having a toddler and an infant and a mother with dementia Alzheimer's, trying to prioritize who comes first is extremely difficult.
I wish I could be more with her and, but I have a family to take care of. So I'm split in two, sometimes three.
Who is glad that they went through this? And who feels sad? And who feels hopeful?
Going through the simulation was overwhelming for all of us and life-changing.
Oh my God, now I know, now I can go forward, now I can help, now I know what I can do.
I think I have to be a little more patient with him, a little kinder.
They cope through the resources of Act Now. More than 54 million Americans are unpaid caregivers. 66% live with their loved one.
The way I deal with it is through Act Now and our weekly support groups, which is great.
Get support. Until I found Act Now, I felt lonely.
This became probably the most eye-opening thing I will have gone through.
I'm happy.
As not only as a reporter, but as a daughter, as someone who's a caregiver.
Yeah.
I can't tell you enough how much this experience has helped me.
We did it!
This offered such a beacon of hope. I was really surprised by the reactions and the empowerment all the volunteers felt. It wasn't just that we were sad or overwhelmed or frustrated. We really felt that we can go forward with more understanding and more empathy. And for all those volunteers, I know this is super personal, and I wanted to thank them for opening up about their caregiver journey, because that's really commendable.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't like to talk about it. There's a lot of embarrassment, there's shame. But hopefully as we all talk about it, it will be, important for us to go forward and find a cure.
Absolutely.
Nina, I think people, even caregivers who are in the home every day, could have no idea what's going on. And you wouldn't have the empathy. You might think you could muscle them through it, that you could just remember if you could just try harder.
I think if you
Right,
yell
this-
loud enough,
right.
or repeat yourself.
This has to change how people. Almost everybody who's a caregiver should probably do this.
Yeah. And really what hit home was two things I noticed when my mom was diagnosed, and this happened about 10 years ago. I really have not talked about it. Is her lack of interest in things which give her joy. She loved cooking, so I would give her instructions, what we're doing. Hey, we're going to chop garlic, we're going to saute the chicken, we're going to set the table. She would just get frustrated and walk away. And then doing these exercises myself, I realized how impaired I was doing it, who does not suffer with Alzheimer's. And I felt extremely angry and frustrated about it. And they say at the tour that people run out. They have runners that can't take it and run out. And you know how people watching this whose parents say or loved ones say, what am I doing now? What are we doing? What are we doing now? Keep repeating themselves. When I was in the simulation, the administrator said, you know what you kept doing when you were in there? What am I doing now? What are we doing next? What am I doing now? Can I get out of here? Because you're just so you're trying to calm yourself because it's so chaotic with the sounds. So one thing all the volunteers came away with, and this can help people coming into the holidays, if you give someone a list of things to do, they're not going to remember past the first thing.
That's not helpful.
So take a beat, slow down one thing at a time.
Sure.
And I think that will really help you get through the holidays and coping.
So moving. So WABC-TV and Act Now are community partners, and you have a conversation on your podcast, which is on our website. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we'll have a podcast that's tonight. It takes you through the steps of going through the holidays, simple ways to get through a meal. And Act Now's services are free to residents of Hudson, Bergen, and Essex counties. They offer early diagnosis, support, advocacy, empowering. So please, if you're going through this with your families, listen to our podcast later. We also talked to a doctor about the hope for possibly curing this in our lifetime.